welcome to the first Hard Knocks Games PaintCast with me, Adam, and my awesome co-host, Miss Allison. That's her hand. We're going to paint fairly mediocrely and talk about things.
Important things.
Important things.
Relevant
even.
things.
Probably not. Today I'm painting some minis for Song of Ice and Fire. Kind of see them there. Got the Baratheon Wardens. Not actually using them for the Song of Ice and Fire game. These are going to be a Kings of War army. I've only been painting for like a month. So definitely not a pro at all.
I've been painting for about a year now, and I haven't even attempted to improve.
She's already good, though.
I have fun doing it, and that's really all I care about.
She's good at it.
What do you plan to do with your little dudes once they're painted? Because that's what I struggle with.
These bad boys are going to be a Kings of War army that I will never play.
Awesome.
Because
I want to put together a Kings of War army, but I don't want to play the game. And I thought I was like...
Well, I want to play the game, but I work here, which means I won't play the game because I work here.
That's understandable.
Yeah. So, I've already done a box of these. These since they're basically just plate mail dudes, there's nothing too like fancy about them. You can just dry brush like the whole base coat of them, which is awesome. This is my first experience dry brushing, and I'm gonna go through that process a little bit in the video here. So you can see I've got one of my dudes on my Citadel handle there. He is primed black, ready to go there, and we're going to use the magic of dry brushing. So I've got my Citadel Necron compound, which just looks like chalk because it's a dry paint. It's just like, you would open this and if you didn't know what you're doing, like me, you'd be like, oh, this doesn't look good.
Some bastard sold me dried up paint.
And then Wayne would be like, it is good. And I'd be like, okay, I believe you. So for dry brushing, it's really super simple and it's awesome because it makes fairly bad painters like myself look like we know what we're doing. So we're going to take our brush, and you can use, there's specific brushes for dry brushing. These are like the flat brushes, or you can just use the brushes that have kind of worn out, because these brushes are going to get messed up. Like dry brushing is not, it's pretty hard on the brushes. So what I've got is my flat brush, and I've got my Necron dry compound, and like, I don't know if you probably can't see in there at all, but it's just like chalk in there. So I'm gonna add a tad bit of water. You don't want to add much water because it's a dry compound. So you kind of just gotta like stir it around in there, like just get it on there and get in there.
Just ruin the whole brush right off the bat.
Basically, like, look at that. It just looks awful. Like, and then you're gonna take a paper towel and kind of just wipe it off. You're like, what? You'll see. And then you want to make sure your brush is pretty much dry of paint. So you can then paint your hand a little bit so you look like a robot.
It should just have the memory of paint on.
Yeah, the memory of paint. And then we're going to take our homie, in this case our Baratheon Warden, and just slowly, not even really slowly, but slowly just kind of go up and down on the miniature. Make sure you're going in the same direction. And what you're going to see is, and I'll show you this in just a second, that the kind of the residual paint that's on the brush is going to fill in the spaces in the miniature, and it's going to look like a badass suit of plate mail when we're done here. And this will take a few, goes. You're not going to paint the whole miniature with one brush load of dry paint, but it goes quite a ways. So like, I'm just going up and down, or you don't want to don't cross swords. You know what I'm saying? So this, I'm about ready to get more paint for the brush, but you can already see the effect that it's having on the miniature. It already looks like not a primed blacked miniature. It looks like he's wearing some cool armor that someone put a lot of time into and not 25 seconds. So we're going back in, getting our primer, or not our primer, getting our dry paint.
I'm attempting to use the same technique over here, but with the wrong kind of paint.
Oh, tell them what you're painting, because it's a lot more exciting than what I'm painting.
I don't know about that. I got 2 boxes of the, I don't know what they're called.
Dungeons and Doggies, right? But they're cats.
Yeah, they're like, wizard cat paws, and I'll drop in I'll drop in the correct title. It's cat miniatures for playing D&D if you're a lonely cat person.
Or a dog person. They make dog ones too.
They do. I painted one of those on this channel at one point, and then I primed the rest of them with the wrong kind of primer, and never really finished.
The dog ones sell out quicker.
They do.
Because dogs are better.
I'm going to just ignore that statement that you made.
Yeah, I know.
Dogs are wonderful.
I love all animals. I'm allergic to cats. If I wasn't allergic to cats, I'd probably have 15 cats also.
That's fair.
Not that I have 15 dogs. My wife wouldn't let me have 15 dogs, unfortunately. Maybe one day.
I know people with 15 dogs, and like they can never leave the house for more than an hour.
Yeah.
You kind of become like,
It can be inconvenient for sure. Like, anytime we want to go on vacation, we have to be like, all right.
Who wants to dog sit 15 dogs?
No, not even that. Like, we're not going without them because they're basically our children.
That's beautiful.
Right.
Have you thought about training them to just pull your car to the next location?
One of my dogs is very fat, and he can hardly make it up the steps. So I'm guessing pulling vehicles is probably gonna be a no-go. He has a bad cough. Mm-hmm. Like, anytime he moves, he's just like, and we're like, buddy, calm down. It's sad, but he's my bully. And then my other dog, she just lost one of her front teeth. So she looks like a real Kentuckian. And then my other dog, she just lost one of her front teeth. So she looks like a real Kentuckian. And it's funny. It's sad, but it's funny because she smiles.
There's really nothing better than, and pardon my bluntness, I don't really mean it this way, but an ugly animal, because they don't know. Oh,
she's still beautiful. She's just,
those cats with like eyeballs going in different directions,
or like those naked cat things.
Oh god.
So I'm almost done dry brushing this fellow, and I'll show you what the outcome looks like momentarily. Probably last little bit here. Make sure it's all off there, and we just gotta get in the last few places that are harder to get to. this is like, dry brushing is like a reverse wash, kind of. They call washes liquid talent because it makes your shit look good. So does dry brushing.
With as bad as my vision is, I kind of can't even see what the details are until I do a wash or a dry brush to begin with. So,
but like, this just makes everything on the miniature pop out. So like, you might not be able to see it that well, but like on my Warden's shield here, we've got the Baratheon stag, and it just gives it the definition to look like something, you know, like it looks realish, kind of. So the first time I did this, after not dry brushing my minis, I was like, whoa.
Did you feel betrayed and lied to then?
What?
Nobody told you to even do that the first time?
You know, no, but like, because before I was painting Lannisters, because that's my actual, like, them's my boys.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, yeah. No, they're my favorite house.
They're so much more difficult to paint. Because red's hard to paint already, but then you've got like all of this gold.
Now, why is red hard to paint?
I don't know. That's what Wayne told me, though.
I know better than to question the man. So
yeah. No, I think it's because it just, the way it layers on is different than other colors. Because like you always hear like, red's difficult to paint, yellow's difficult to paint.
Yeah. Well, I've heard using pink as an undertone for yellow helps, and using red as an undertone for gold can actually make your gold pop, but that doesn't mean I've tried it or know what I'm talking about.
Right. No, so I did like 15 Lannister models, and I was like, yeah. And then I started doing these Baratheon ones, and step one was just dry brush all of them. And I was like, I'm in, because that's way easier. So I'm going to hold this up to the camera, and you can kind of see, you probably can't see in detail, but that silver dry coat along with the black primer, it makes like perfect plate mail. Like, it looks like someone talented did this.
I think somebody talented did do it.
Thank you. I'm alright. I'm gonna set him back in there. And I've already got most of the rest of this box. Again, this is the Baratheon Wardens. I've already got the rest of them dry brushed. I did that on one of our days home. And I'm going to start painting their shields. So we've got another one like the miniatures, as you can see, little hammer dude. Of course, the Baratheons, Robert had a giant war hammer, so I guess they were like, oh, let's give everyone more hammers, even though it's not like, not what I would do if I was in the situation. I wouldn't give everyone more hammers.
Do they ever refer to him as Bob?
No. He's also not around that long, though.
No, but when he is alive, he has a Bob vibe. I mean, correct me if I'm
Totally.
wrong, but
He's like Party Bob, really.
yeah.
Like, you know, he becomes king and just wants to chill, mostly, and have parties.
I think he did a pretty good job of putting up with Cersei, to be honest.
That's my girl. Be careful what you're saying.
Hey, listen, she's my favorite damn character in the book.
That's my queen. But, yeah. I could talk about Game of Thrones forever. And you all would have to listen. I guess not, you could just click off the video. But yeah, like one of my favorite moments in that whole show is the end of season 6, when she blows up the sept, and she walks down the throne room aisle to like her coronation, and the beautiful soundtrack by Ramin Djawadi. I probably mispronounced his name, but he's amazing. Is going on in the background, and she like sits down, and Qyburn is just like, "Long may she reign," and I was just like, "Yes, girl, long may she reign." She didn't reign long,
but she reigned hard.
But she reigned hard. Yeah, Cersei's my girl, always.
It's so refreshing to hear somebody. Not that she need. You know what? She doesn't need us to defend her either.
No, she wouldn't care if anyone defended her. But yeah, that's my queen. That's my. Other people are like, "Oh, Danny." I'm just like, nah.
I don't know.
Cersei. That's a woman. But yeah. Or there's like, "Oh, Jon Snow." And I'm just like, I mean, yeah, Jon's cool.
I really like that. Oh my God, Jon. Did people? The most interesting thing about Jon Snow is that the actor himself didn't know how to use an iPad. Apparently, he's just completely inept with technology. That's the most interesting thing about Jon Snow. And it's not actually a Jon Snow fact.
I was not aware of that.
You know what? That fact is so interesting that I probably just imagined it because I was so bored reading about Jon Snow.
I could kind of imagine Kit Harington not knowing how to use an iPad. He seems like the type that would just
He's attractive enough to not know how to do much.
Fandoms are terrible. Game of Thrones Season 8 was fine. It was rushed. I don't care about ballista physics in my dragon show. If you don't like it, I don't care. Fight me.
It's like Star Wars fanboys. They're not making Star Wars for you. They're making Star Wars for money.
Right, and action figure sales.
Oh, I love action figures.
Dude.
Remember when every single thing ever got a good action, not a bitch-ass action figure, but a good one?
Man, I had so many. Growing up, that was my thing. Just Transformers, Star Wars, Beast Wars, just all of them.
I only had one thing I was obsessed with, and it was the Sean Connery classic film Dragonheart. They made action figures for that movie that weren't even characters in the movie. And I didn't have the internet back then. I'm an old lady now. I had these Dragonheart action figures of dragons that weren't in the movie. I was like, is there a secret Dragonheart movie? There has to be a secret Dragonheart movie for all these other dragons to exist.
What am I missing?
There was. I know, and I still don't. I don't know. And I need to find pictures of those because they were cool dragons too. They weren't as cool as Draco, but they had things like spines and bones that came out of their bodies. There should be a sequel called Dragon Bone.
Where they just take up all of your inventory in Skyrim.
Instead of two people sharing a heart, they just have to share one bone.
So we're going to take just the tiniest bit of our gold and start painting some shields, man. Some gold shields. And I've already done a box of these wardens, so I kind of know what they come out looking like, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, painting a bunch of stags on these shields is a pain in the ass. But we do what we have to for love, right? I
have some Lisa Frank deer stickers in my Lisa Frank Christmas collection that you could put on there. Absolutely. Imagine doing a whole Kings of War. Blah, 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 blah.
Just Lisa Frank Kings of War.
Because that's the only reason I really want to make an army for that game is that you can use any kind of miniature and any kind of paint job. You would just have
a field of unicorns.
I just want the worst army, and I want somebody else to play it to win. I don't want to learn the rules. That's more work and mental capacity than I was ever born with. But I wanted to put one together that was all bugs, because I think bugs are pretty neat.
I stopped for the longest time, when I would see bugs in our house or whatever, spiders, whatever, I'd be like, bug, I'm going to kill the shit out of you. I stopped doing that though, because especially with bees, I'm a champion of bees now.
Bees are so good.
Bees are sweet.
On the other hand,
wasps are dicks.
The wasps are cool. I mean, they're dicks, but they're kind of
cool dicks.
Power dicks. No, they're fascinating to watch and to know how they just kind of exist as a species. Ants, on the other hand,
Ants can get the hands. Like, this is where I was heading with this conversation. Like, I stopped killing, like, spiders and stuff that were in my house, and I just kind of let them be. If they, like, spider on down, like, near me, I'll just be like, all right, I'm going to take you somewhere else.
Yeah.
But we have the stink bugs. They like the upstairs of our house a lot. Those little bastards are awful.
Do they bite?
They will, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
They just generally don't respect your space and just fly around and like make terrible smells. So
Same.
I will kill the shit out of those things and not have a second, not like think about it twice. I will kill them. Yesterday I was in a particularly foul mood, and I was sitting up in my game room with my wife, and they were out in force, and I was like, this is not a good day for this, because I'm feeling particularly murderous. So I went to town. I destroyed the blinds, just trying to kill them. Like, the blinds are no more. And Amber was like, but... And I was like, no, you don't understand. I have to kill these. It's my mission in life.
I didn't know that spiders bit you when I was a little kid, because I guess nobody raised me right. I would just sit during recess and let spiders crawl all over my body. I have a very vivid memory of that, and it still haunts me, because later in life, once I learned better, I started minding my own business, and I guess they felt betrayed, and I had to spend spring break on the couch with a shot in each leg because I got bit by a brown recluse.
Oh.
They're very poisonous.
Yeah,
There's
that's not
some
good.
wicked pictures of people having body parts
that's
rot
gross.
off of their body.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's gross.
So, yeah.
When I was a child, a bee flew into my ear.
Is it still there?
No. Like, when I worked at name redacted,
Yeah.
where they would put the totes for like shipments and stuff out back.
Mm-hmm.
You had to like open it up, and it was just like this concrete room, and the bees just like took over it, and were like, this is ours now.
Yeah.
So every time shipment would come in, we'd have to go out there and like get the totes out, and like everyone was terrified of the bees that were in there. And eventually I was just like, I'll go on. I don't have anything to live for. I'm a huge Titanic fan.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Bart hates that movie.
Really?
He hates it so much that he talks about hating it, and Bart's not really one to dwell on things he doesn't like.
I could see people not liking that movie.
I
get it. Love it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's, it's just like Game of Thrones. I'm not here for the facts. I'm not here for the science.
Yeah.
I don't care about be entertained.
I don't care about the ballista physics in my dragon show.
No.
Exactly. Same thing with Titanic. I don't care how the stars look. I just care that she didn't share that raft.
Yeah. What kind of ending would it have been if she shared the raft? Where would the drama and the lasting impact? That's what people fail to.
No, I get that, because like the scene where she's like there and she finds the frozen dude with the whistle, and she starts whistling, and the dude that's in the lifeboat's like, turn around.
Oh my God,
it's super powerful, and like it wouldn't be the same if Leah was still alive.
Like, if you want the facts, watch a freaking documentary. There's plenty. They're very good.
There's plenty.
Can you imagine being like her husband that she got when she got back to land, though, where it's like, well, I guess I'll settle for whoever you are.
But she didn't, though.
She had kids.
With someone else, though. She didn't go back to Billy Zane.
Oh gosh, no.
I don't remember what
right?
I don't remember what his name was in the movie, but it's Billy Zane.
Did he survive the ship sinking?
Yes.
Ooh.
He got on, because when they rescue her, he like walks past her because he's looking for her, and she like covers up.
Oh right.
Yeah, Billy Zane. Billy Zane's awesome.
What else was he in?
He does a lot of voice acting, actually.
Really?
I don't know if you're familiar with Kingdom Hearts, but
I am.
He's the voice actor for Ansem in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you play any of the Kingdom Hearts games on the 3DS?
I did. I've played all the Kingdom Hearts games.
For you.
Mostly.
It was weird how empty the DS ones felt.
Yeah, but I mean limitations and
NPCs who only Aladdin and Jasmine live in Agrabah, and also 8 billion Heartless.
Kingdom Hearts, the first one is like a defining game of my child. It's probably just a defining game of my life, honestly.
If I could choose a soundtrack to get pumped into my crypt when I die, it would be the
Hikaru Tadu. Oh, she's great. Simple and Clean, or what are we talking about here?
Yes, all of it. All of it. And it was it? Here's the point I'm trying to get to, is that the instrumental version of Simple and Clean, like the orchestral, it's a perfect piece of music. It tells the story of the entire game and the emotion and every beat of Sora's character journey.
Yeah.
Without words.
Here's a controversial stance. I thought that Sanctuary / Passion, as it was called, or as it was known in Japanese, which is the title song for Kingdom Hearts 2, was better than Simple and Clean.
I'm not going to agree.
I don't, yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you that your opinion is bad.
No, that's fine. I just prefer it.
Was the other one overplayed?
No.
I like when that beat drops in the middle of Sanctuary.
Where he's like going up the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, I don't know. I just prefer it. I really, really love the piano version of that track.
Oh god, yeah.
Like we were always bound to be let down after like 13.5 billion years.
I don't know if it's that did the game not grow with the audience, or did the audience grow out of the game?
Here's my opinion. The audience definitely didn't grow out of the game because we ate that shit up.
We're all still man children at heart.
Right. Here's the thing. Kingdom Hearts 1, Disney Worlds. Sweet. Kingdom Hearts 2, Disney Worlds. Yeah, sweet. 18 billion ports to 3DS and phones. They're feeding you Disney Worlds that it's just the story of those worlds with Goofy, Donald, and Sora.
Yeah.
And that's boring. Like Frozen World and Kingdom Hearts 3 was boring.
Frozen 1 and Kingdom Hearts, the handheld ports had the same problem where you're like, I know this is a world where people live, but the only people I'm seeing are main characters, so it feels like they just live in a bubble with themselves, and that their decisions aren't really affecting anyone outside of themselves. And that's kind of how I felt about Kingdom Hearts on the DS.
Yeah. Like, Kingdom Hearts story plot is just a soup of words and character names. Like, it's on drugs pretty much.
It's kind of like they knew how they wanted you to feel about things, but they didn't really know how to get you there, so they just gave you the feelings.
Yeah. And by Kingdom Hearts 3, they have enough material, they have enough of their own original characters that they don't need to rely on Disney stuff. And I know it's a contract thing, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Well,
like, you have to shoehorn our worlds in there because we're giving you piles of money.
If they focused more on developing the Disney characters as characters within Kingdom Hearts, that could have worked.
Yeah.
But the Disney characters were just sort of like, they were almost like mascots. Like, they were just there.
They're just the Disney characters that happen to be in the backdrop of a video game about a kid with big shoes.
And then you had way too many of the Kingdom Hearts unique characters. I'm just going to call them the not Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah.
There were so many of them that you're kind of like, who? And they all had like a doppelganger, and
nobody's.
Did anybody have a personality by that point?
I don't know. I love that series, but I didn't particularly love Kingdom Hearts 3. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dudes' shields painted now.
Oh, wow.
Just moving right along.
Look at you go.
It's like assembly line painting.
Yeah, those look fantastic.
Thank you. They're fine. I should have brought a completed one that I have, so you can. Honestly, you probably wouldn't be able to see like the little detailing in the camera, anyways. But yeah, you can see like get the gold shield there, which
So
eventually.
Is the red going to go over the gold?
Oh no, there's no red on these guys.
There's no red. Okay.
No. It's the armor is going to stay pretty much that color. The shield is going to remain gold. The stag on the shield is going to be painted black. I have to paint their little skirt things, a mix of black and white. And then I just have to go over, there's like little filigree on the armor of like stags and stuff. I have to go over that with gold again. But yeah, they look pretty cool, man. They look pretty cool. Also just a lot easier to paint than the Lannisters, unfortunately, because I loved them. I could do like, if I was to ever like actually play in a tournament or something, it'd be more exciting for me to play as Lannisters because I would play the Reigns of Castamere song.
Yeah, I always want to put together soundtracks for like D&D games and stuff, but I feel like that's a way too extra of a way to actually play with people.
Sound effects are cool, man.
They are.
We're going to wrap this up. So episode 1/1.5/ there's going to be a lot of jumps and stuff in this episode. So we apologize, but this is our first time doing this, of the Hard Knocks PaintCast with Allison and myself, Adam. We'll do this again soon, very soon. Maybe like get on a schedule or something.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed us doing minimal painting and showing you. Well, I guess I showed you like dry brushing and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe just kind of like ranting about things.
Heck, I learned something.
Yeah, Billy Zane was Ansem in Kingdom Hearts. That's what you learned.
I got schooled.
So, stay safe. If you need hobby supplies, you can still get them from us. We're open 11 to 7 every day except Sunday. That's 12 to 6. Give us a call. If you need something, we can do payment over the phone. You can come up to the store and we'll process the payment for you. If you need paints, whatever. Obviously, we're a little bit limited on what we can get right now because some of our distributors aren't distributing. But yeah, hobby on, stay safe.
I also want you guys to know that I watched Adam do a transaction today where he took and returned the credit card inside of a Clorox wipe envelope. So we are dedicated to that safety life.
Because we love you. Most of you. Some of you.
Except Chad. Bye, guys.
Bye.